Hello, welcome to today's tutorial. So today I'm going to be showing us how to draft a quote sleeve using Valentina /SEAMLY2D. So I saw this picture on Pinterest and I couldn't wait to try it out with my Valentina or SEAMLY2D. I got so excited that I really couldn't wait, and I cannot wait to try it out, and I hope you're going to follow me along the way. By the way, my name is Prince Kanayo. I'm your #1 computer pattern drafting tutor, and if you want to learn how to draft from scratch, you can always contact me using the link below this video or use the contact below this video as well, and we can get started right away. I teach you how to draft for personal or home use or even professional commercial patterns that you can sell online. So you can always also check out my online store for some free sewing patterns that you can download or purchase. Alright, now let's get back to the tutorial. So I really want to try this out and I cannot wait to show you what I think we can do with it. So as you can see on my screen, I already have my sleeve, half of my sleeve drafted out. Now I have this traced out for my long sleeve. So if I click the visibility here, you can see the whole of my sleeve here. So when I turn this off, we can see the one half that I've traced out. So this is what we are going to be using to draft out our quote, because whatever we're going to do on this side, we're going to replicate it on the other side. So the first thing we want to do is to create some points along the mid line right here. So using my point along the line, I'm going to measure 2 inches and then apply. By the way, I'm an inches girl. All my patterns are in inches, but if you are a centimeters person, you might want to convert the values to centimeters so that you can follow along. So the next point I'm going to also select from here, and it's also going to be 2 inches. I'm going to click apply and OK. So the next thing we want to do is to create points along our armhole here, the curve right here. So I'm going to use my curve along the line too, and I'm going to select the curve and use the length of the curve to determine where it's going to be. What I need is about, I think I'm going to work first with 2.5 inches. So current minus 2.5, so that should give us our first point here. Now I already made a point between B3 and B24, so that's what I'm going to use next. So using my curve, point along the curve, I'm going to find that particular length of curve, that is B3, B24, here it is. And the next point is going to be 3 inches. So I'm going to, okay, apply. Oh, that's quite too long. I think 3 inches is quite too much. So I'm going to make it 25 as well. So let me zoom in. Let's correct this. I'm going to make it 2.5 as well. Yes, it's 2 inches. We'll make it 2 inches. Apply and OK. So we have the point there. So let's zoom in to see. So we've been able to create a point here and a point here. Awesome. So using our curve too, draw a curve there. Let's see. Awesome. That's good. Curve. Awesome. So we have been able to create the curves on the sleeve. So now we have done that, we want to slash and spread. We want to divide the middle line to about 1 inch. So to do this, I'm going to use this point as my guide. I'm just going to work on something sketchy. So just drawing this. So any line is okay. This has to be 180 on a straight line. And we want this to be an inch. So I'm going to click apply and OK. And you can see I have my 1 inch here. Awesome. So this will be my guide on how I'm going to spread my pattern. So now we have done that, the next thing to do is to spread. So let's zoom in so we can see it a little bit. So I'm going to select all the points except my B21 because that will be my pivot point. So using my rotate tool, I'm going to select all the points. I'll hold down my shift key. So you can see I've selected all my points, and then I'm going to click enter and then click my B21 as my pivot point, and you can see that. So I'm just going to rotate towards the B24, which is serving as my guide of 1 inch. Come on, come on, come on, come on. So I have 12. I think I'm going to make this 14. Let's apply and see. It's good. So I'm going to click OK, and then you have it. So this line that was serving as a guide, I can literally get rid of it now because I don't need it anymore. So I'm going to delete, because I want to try as much as possible to make sure I don't have so many points. So there you go. So I can draw my line from the new crown down to this point. So you can see I've been able to slash and spread. I've been able to spread my pattern. So I literally have a new side, and this will serve as a curve. Yeah. There we go. It's awesome. So we have a new sleeve manipulated there. Awesome. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is to move. Let's see what angle this point is. Okay, 14. So the next thing we want to do is to slash and spread these parts. The first part, this, let's assume that this is our layer 2 and this is our rather 1, 2 and 3 layers. 1, 2 and 3. So we want to spread the 1 and 2 layer about 3 inches higher than where it is. So we're going to use our move tool to do that for us. So I'm going to go to my operation tools, select my move object tool, and I'm going to select all of these points, including the curves. Now before I do my move curve, I think I would like to include a new curve for the upper part, so that when I'm moving it, this big curve here doesn't really obstruct much. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to change the color of this, which is also affects this. So I'm just going to scroll down and then pick the color for it. Okay, so I'm going to change the color here to dotted lines, and the color will be light lemon, so it affects this other curve, which is awesome. So I will now be able to include a new curve from here to here. Another curve from here upwards. And voila. So we've been able to create a new curve. Okay, so we can now go ahead with our move. So let's do that. So I'm going to select my move object 2, and then I'll select all the relevant points. I'm going to select this point, this, the curves, and the new curve that we just included. Awesome. Enter. And then it's going to ask me where I want to move it. So I want to move it on the same line, but just 3 inches higher. And 4.45. Okay. So I need this to be 3 inches higher. Rotation angle should be 0. This angle here, I think should be 104. Apply and OK. So we have been able to move these here, as you can see now. So if I take my line to connect it to this line, I should have this. Awesome. So we have been able to create the move 3 inches upwards. So we have been able to spread it a little bit. So the next thing is we want to spread the top piece, which is number 1 piece up here. So we want to also spread it to be about 3 inches. Okay, so I'm going to the same way change my curve color. Let me change this. Alright, so I've gotten that point back, so it's now time to move the top layer by 3 inches. So that all this don't get confusing, so I'm going to click my rotation 2 again, select the points I want to move, this curve and this curve, click enter. We need it to be on the same line. Which is 104. I'll need it to be 3 inches high. Rotation angle should be at 0. And click apply and OK. So you can see, let me zoom out so that we can see how this looks like. So you can see I've been able to move it upwards. So if I take my line to connect this point all the way down, I'll have a straight line. Awesome. See that? So we've been able to move the points at the top. So we've been able to slash number 1 layer, the second layer, and this is what we have. So that all this doesn't look confusing, I'm going to use my curve to recreate the shape. So now we have done that. The next thing I want to do is I want to close this upper layer back to the midpoint line. So remember when we rotated, our angle here was what was the angle again? I think it was 14 we used for the angle, if I can remember correctly. We used 14 as the angle, so that's what we're going to use to close it. So I'm going to select all the points here again. I'm going to use my rotate object instead. I'm going to select this, the point, the curve, the point here, and I'm going to click enter. Now I have 360 minus 14 degree, which was our angle initially, apply, and okay. And you can see I have it right back at the middle. So I'm going to use my line to see if I'm correct. Yeah, it's back at the middle now. So we have like an angle here that has been rotated back to this. So now I'm going to use my curve tool to recreate. I was able to do this here, so now I can, create a curve from here. So using my curve tool, I'm going to select this point all the way here. So I'm just going to create my curve to reflect that spread. Then, so for this to cut, yeah, I think that's good. Right, let's get the curve again. So you can see we have been able to create a curve. So the next thing we're going to do, the final thing we are going to do, is to replicate this curve that we have created on our left hand side to the right. So using our flip along the axis to this two here, going to select all the points. So you can see that I've selected all the points. So I'm going to enter and then select my axis, which is this one. Click apply and OK. So you can see the curve has been adjusted. So if I adjust this, it will affect the other side. So let me just make it slower. Awesome. So I have it on both sides now. So using my line tool, this point did not move. So I think I'm going to flip it again. Option 2, this point, enter, exit, apply, and okay. So I have it back here. So using my line tool, I'm just gonna create my line here, and then the curve tool from here. I don't even know why I didn't move the curve. I'm supposed to move the curve so that it will be identical. Well, no problem. So you can see how the pattern now looks. Now these points that I left on the pattern are going to help me with my folding when I start folding it on fabric. So I'm literally done with my quilt sleeve. So it's time to take it to the detail mode. So I'll go to the detail mode and I'll select all my details. And so I've included all the pass mark on the sleeve. So I'm going to print this out, and then we're going to test into fabric to see how it looks. So you can see that I have my pattern printed out, so I'm just going to join them together so that we can forgot this one. Awesome. So I'm going to get my fabric, and then we're going to cut this out of fabric. Ooh, I can't wait to see how this looks. Okay, so this is the fabric I'll be using. I folded this into equal halves so that I can just easily cut out my sleeve. So I'm going to place the folded side on the fabric like so, and I'm just going to cut. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn this over like so, and I'm going to stitch in here. This is just a test, but if you are working on a regular fabric, you might want to put interfacing at the wrong side while sewing, but this is just a test, so I'm using lining fabric to do my test. So I'm going to just stitch here, and then I'll show you next to do. So after attaching the facing, your pattern will look like this. So we're going to move straight into joining using our notches as a guide. As you can see in this video, using the notches that are on the fabric to create my foldings. I'll do that for the right side, also at the top, and then I'll move on to the left side, and also just basically follow the notches that I'd used. So you're going to be holding it at the slash points, you'll be folding it at slash points, and that's how you can get it done. So that's what I'm doing right now. You can see I'm folding it, and I'm done. So the next thing we're going to do basically is to fold the side seam of the sleeve, and then we're going to test it. So you can see right here I'm folding the side seam for the sleeve. So when I'm done, I'm going to test it so that we can see how it looks. So after folding all the notches, this is how our core sleeve look like. You can see we're able to imitate star inspiration. So this is how it looks like. If you are unable to follow through the drafting and you really want to make this, you can always download the sewing pattern from my online store. Just click the link below this video to download and make yours. I would truly love to see it. You can send it to your Instagram page and tag the Q effect word. So I want to thank you once again for watching this video. Do not forget to give it a thumbs up and share with your friends. Also, do not forget to hit the subscribe button to subscribe to our channel so that you can see more of our computer pattern drafting lessons. So till next time, when I'll be showing you more fantastic ideas, have a great one.